Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Riesa, Pascal here along with Mitch English. Can you believe that we are already halfway through April? The warmer weather is moving in all over the country and spring is well underway.
Yeah, not only does spring kind of bring rebirth and a new beginning, but it's also the season of flowers. That's why we're joined by Justin Doherty. He is from Towns Garden Center. It's here in Winter Park, Florida, and he's going to give us some tips on how to make our gardens thrive through the spring season. You're the popular man this time of year, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody is getting out there. The weather is beautiful, but there are plants that do better this time of year, right, than others?
Yeah, so, you know, here in Central Florida, we have quite the early spring, you know, so this isn't for everybody.
Sure.
If you're listening in New York or wherever. But you know, primarily, like, we deal with a lot of sun, a lot of heat, you know, so the plants that I suggest and that I brought here today are all plants that tolerate that want that, and just thrive in our springtime climate.
Okay.
So.
Nice. And does the care for these plants differ from different seasons? Say, like, if you're planting at a different time, like right now it's spring, how should we be caring for our spring plants?
Yeah, so as I said before, here in Central Florida, we have a lot of heat, even in the spring. So, and really anywhere, anytime you plant anything, you want to ensure that, you know, the hole is about 1.5 times the size of the pot.
Okay, so but for this one example, it would be about this big, right? So we use this as an example.
Well,
right?
You know, maybe a little less than that. Maybe like, yeah, like right there.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then
good visual there.
From there, you just pack it in real tight with the soil, and water every day for at least the first month, like depending on the plant. So,
okay. All right, now these are the ones you put in the ground, but I noticed this is a hanging tree, or plant rather. Well, this, by the way, doesn't look real.
No,
this is a real plant,
I won't
right?
lie. I touched this several times to make sure it was actually real. I'm like,
yeah. So this is a megawatt begonia. Really easy, nice shade plant. So this guy's gonna want, like, you know, away from the sun, on like a covered patio or in a shade garden, yeah, they just look awesome this time of year.
What's it going to look like after spring? Are these like perennials?
They're perennials, yeah. So they bloom all year.
Okay, cool.
Here in Central Florida, you can use them as annuals as well. But yeah, and this guy will get huge.
And they'll drape down, I imagine.
Yep,
too, right?
yeah, and it cascades.
I love that.
what are some of these other ones that you've brought here?
Yeah, so this is a bubblegum super tunia. This is my like, yeah, it looks like bubblegum. This is my like top recommendation as far as like a spring planting goes. They're very easy, heat tolerant, blooms like crazy, grows like crazy, and just always like a sure winner.
I like this one. Tell us about this guy.
So this is lantana. Lantana is a perennial here, and it blooms all year as well. This is a baby right now, but I would expect this guy to grow about 8 times the size by the end of the summer.
By the end of the summer, really?
Yep.
Holy cow!
I appreciate the color on this.
This one's neat, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it matches my dress.
So this is called a black and blue salvia.
Okay.
And it is essentially a full sun plant for sure.
No shade.
Perennial, and will also get massive and giant.
Is salvia, isn't that the stuff?
No, different kind of salvia, not that kind of salvia.
I don't know. I had to ask.
She's about to run over.
I just had to ask. Very cool. If there's one big mistake people do when they're planting, what is it?
So, honestly, 10 times out of 10, it is not adequate water or too much water.
So you got to keep your eye on it, right?
Yeah, just keep your eye on it. You know, water once a day is good for the first month.
What about ice cubes? Putting ice cubes in, is that a good idea?
That's more of like an indoor plant situation.
Okay.
You know, like, I'm sure we've all heard the orchid trick, but these guys are going to want a hose.
All right, Justin, thank you so much. Great stuff. Happy planting. Hopefully your yard will look as great as this does right now.